Hey, Harley people. I haven't really gone through this bike a lot since I've had it, and I bought it used. It was a 2013 or 2013. So I did a couple videos where I changed the lights because one of my lights were out, so I had to pull the fairing off, and then I end up replacing it with LEDs, and then I put some of that vibration and noise. But I noticed when I pulled my little side cover off that there was no cover on my fuse box, and it was completely dusty. So I called a Harley shop, and of course they said, yeah, there's supposed to be one there, and they want 50 bucks for it. So I ended up ordering it because that little clamps there, I'm like, man, that looks like something should fit there. And then I saw these two little clamps off the side, and I'm like, man, I bet you there's supposed to be a box covering that. So when I did it the other day, I had my bag off, and I just pulled out all my fuses and wiped them down with some dielectric grease, and that's just straight silicone grease that I got right there. But when I pulled them out, they were very hard to get out. I used this pair of pliers to get them out because, I mean, they were almost like stuck in there, and it was covered with dirt. Well, I didn't blow it out the other day when I had them out, so I said, you know what, let me blow them out today. So I wanted to pull them out again and re-clean them, and you can tell from this was a clean paper towel, just from wiping off the fuse prongs, those two, the grease that I put on 2 days ago, I'm getting all that dirt after I blew this out. I took an air hose and just blew out that whole area. But I don't think what I'm getting off is dust from the air hose. What happened is these fuses, because they're 2013, they probably never been pulled out, and I don't know how long the box has been gone, they have been kind of like corroded in there, which is why it was really hard to get it off. So I'm going to just kind of show you what I was doing here, and hopefully you can be able to see it. So when I pull them out, I'm just cleaning off the contacts and making sure they're not corroded or rusty. And the other day when I did it, they were pretty dirty. They're not quite as dirty today, but I still got dirt just from a couple days of letting this grease kind of sit on it. So I put some of that between my fingers, and I just kind of rub it on both sides. And that way I'm making sure, the one, they're going to have good contacts, and two, they're clean. And then I just put them back in where they're supposed to be. And they're going in a lot smoother than when they came out. So I did all these and the big ones, and I do them one at a time so I know exactly where it's at so I don't get them confused. I mean, I guess it wouldn't matter if I changed them up. The fuse box cover also tells me what these fuses are for, so that'll help also. So I did everything except these four little blue ones right here. And these two underneath here is a blue and a green. That's an extra. I don't think they're hooked up to anything because they're really loose. So I'm going to pull those four out and just kind of show you what I'm doing here. So I make sure I take one out because I know it's going to go right in on top of the other one. And as I pull it out, I'll see if it's how dirty it is. Then I'll wipe it down with a clean area. See if I get any dirt off this. And I got that much dirt off it this time. Now remember, this is the second time in 2 days. So it was kind of corroded. I think this grease kind of softened up some of it because they look better now than when I put them in before. They kind of had this on it, and I couldn't really rub it off. I didn't want to get sandpaper and start messing up with their thickness or scratch them and all that. So I'm just using a paper towel and grease. And then once I do that, put a little bit more grease on the old finger and get it on both sides of my finger. Make sure it has a nice little coat, and then it goes back into the slot right where I took it out. And they go in smoother and they come out smoother because of the grease I put in the other day. So I kind of wish I would have done this before because I mean, it didn't cause any problems, but man, they were so freaking dirty. And again, that was from the one. I'm going to do another clean area here on this one. And this dirt probably isn't going to hurt. I mean, somebody's going to say, that wouldn't have done nothing. It doesn't matter. I mean, you know what? Bike's getting up there in age, and it's been around for a while. These have probably never been cleaned to replace. Probably factory original. Putting a little grease on them and cleaning them is not going to hurt anything. If anything, it'll make better contact. Plus, it makes it easier for them to come in and out if I do have to replace it and I don't have a pair of pliers on the side of the road. And again, making sure they're pushed in all the way. And I have 2 more right there that I'm going to do. It's not, is this kind of like required maintenance? I'd probably say not. The guy that I like at the Harley store said, you know what? He goes, you're not going to hurt anything by doing that. He goes, if it was my bike, he goes, I would probably do it. Just because all the dirt. And again, I took an air hose and sprayed it off. So a little of this might be from the dust, but I think this is from the grease actually removing more crap from here. This thing is not twisted over. There we go. Moving more crap. So I'm just going to, again, I'm kind of wiping off the grease I put on the other day with the dirt. And I'm just reapplying clean grease. I know somebody's going to say, your fingers don't look too clean. They're pretty clean. And we'll put that one back in. Shit, where did that come out? I know where, I know exactly where it came out. Don't be trying to trick me. That's not where it's at. You put that one, I can hear the comments now. You put that one in wrong, man, it's going to blow up. All right, whatever. And that's my little last one. Man, he came out really nice and easy. And he looks pretty clean. Let's try to get a clean area here. I hear my horses out there stomping around. When they see me come in here and hear me talking, they're like, maybe he'll give us some hay. Let's go hang around and bug him. Usually they're right. I usually end up giving them hay. So that really, this one really looks nice. And nice and clean. Put a little grease on it. And again, this grease here, when I unhook my headlight, I put it on the prongs for the headlight. I put it on the plug-in for my battery charger. I got that little trickle charger, so I made sure both those sides, so when it looped together it made a better contact. And I also pulled my spark plugs and put a little on the spark plugs. I mean, some people call that a poor man's tune-up. Where you... Alrighty. So all these have been done. That's how much dirt I got off. I don't know if that's a lot or not. I've never done this before. You know, I don't pull these out of the car. My car is usually covered and it's clean. They said 10 days before that cover comes in. So once that cover comes in, I'm assuming this is going to be a lot cleaner in here. But man, even when I blew this out, it was dust kind of fluffing out. So that's another reason I wanted to re-pull them out and redo that. So that's your Harley tip of the week. All the people that work at Harley or that are Harley experts, because I am not, can tell me why this is bad and why I shouldn't have did it and how I screwed something up and how this can be really bad. Or they can say can't hurt anything and probably wouldn't have needed it, but didn't hurt it, and now they're good and lubricated, so if water does get in there, it's not going to short out. If I need to change them, they're going to come out easier. Also, since I can't get in the internals to where it's sliding in and out and clean those by putting those in with some grease and then pulling it out and putting new grease, I'm kind of lubricating the inside, hopefully cleaning out the ones that I'm just sliding in, at least moving the dirt around. All right, so that's cleaning out your fuse box, because some dummy didn't tell you that you didn't have a fuse box cover and you've been driving around for a freaking year and you didn't know it didn't have a fuse box cover, and ain't no telling how long they drove it around before you with no fuse box cover. All right, we'll end that there.